out. This is your girl, Tammy D Taylor. This is the Tammy D Taylor Show. In the studio today, I got one of the most inspiring sisters I've ever met. If I'm going to do me, and I don't care what you think was a person, that's her. She is the 60-year-old bikini model, my TLA sister, Miss Tonya R. Lewis.
Hey, Tammy D Taylor.
Hey, what's up, sis?
It is. I'm. First of all, I'm very, very,
Thank you so
very
much.
proud.
Thank you so much.
Honored to be sitting in this chair.
Thank you so much for sitting with me today. I appreciate it so much.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's just get into it. Tell us about Tonya Lewis. How did you get to this point? I know you're from Ohio. So what was your journey from Ohio to sitting right here with me today now?
My journey was I was born in Hamilton, Ohio. I was born in the projects. Little nappy haired girl with a snotty nose. And my role models was IV drug users. A lot of my family members they used heroin, and that was my scene. You know, I had to pretend a lot. I had to go in my head and pretend a lot that I was somebody else. But I was determined. I was determined to get out of Hamilton, Ohio. So what I did was I signed my mother's name to some job corps papers. I forged her name.
Whoa.
Yeah. And my mother was an alcoholic, and she said I would never go. I would never be that. And the day that it was time for me to go, she was like, "Wow, you're gonna go," and she agreed that she signed the papers instead of me.
Wow.
So I went into Job Corps. I went to Dayton Job Corps. I went to Detroit Job. When I was in Detroit Job Corps, I had an incident where I was raped here.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I got out of Job Corps and I moved to Denver, Colorado. Went back into Job Corps because I was tall, and I played basketball on a traveling basketball team for Job Corps. So I went to Salt Lake City, Utah. I had the mountains was my backyard, and I had a real live boyfriend, and his name was Leroy Two Dogs. He was 100% Indian. That was because if you know Indians, they have compound names. So his name was Leroy Two Dogs, and that was. And then I went to Reno, Nevada. I played basketball there for them, and then I got out and I went. I moved down to Florida. I moved all around. Then my daughter decided she wanted to go in the Air Force, and she said, "Mommy, you're moving to Georgia." Yeah. And the Air Force moved all of our stuff to Georgia, and that's how I ended up. But to back up, I used to sell clothes out of the trunk of my car. I opened 3 stores in Cleveland, had the largest black-owned stores in the city of Cleveland before 9/11.
Wow.
And
I
know people don't know that about me.
Boy.
The largest black-owned stores. I was one
That's
of the.
dope.
I was one of the first. They had Timberland, Rockaware. We did in stores. Some more, me and her pretty close. She did in stores for me. Project Pat, Juvenile. That's me and my ex-husband. That's what we did.
That is dope.
And then when 9/11 came around, people lost so much, but President Obama came along, and my ex-husband and I, we did T-shirts. Anybody that died or made history, we put it on a shirt. So Obama allowed us to sell his T-shirts. So I did the inauguration. We had a storefront in D.C. for a month, and I was there for the inauguration.
That is amazing, Tanya. See, we didn't know that. We did not know that about you. Here you come with all this new stuff.
Yes.
Look at you with the new stuff. That's
absolutely.
That is, oh my goodness.
But in between there, I found a love for drugs myself.
Oh, okay.
I December 29th, it'll be 13 years that I've been clean. Yes. Yay me. But in the meantime, I had 30 days clean, and my parents died 8 days apart.
Goodness.
So that was, and so I tell anybody, don't matter what happened, I won't pick up today.
because if I can get through my parents passing
Mm-hmm.
30 days apart,
You can get through.
that I can
Get through
anything.
anything.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Wow.
That's why
Wow.
I'm so strong the way I am.
And you are so inspiring. Like I said, like I just said in your intro, like you inspire me.
Yes.
You inspire me. And you know, you came to TLA and started modeling. Was that your first experience modeling when you joined TLA?
I was doing fashion shows in Ohio prior to that. But when I left Ohio, because I had moved back to Ohio to open up to open a Marriott in Ohio. I worked for Marriott for about 10 years, and sometime I went and helped open them. But I was doing fashion shows, and so when I found that I was coming back to Atlanta, I said modeling in Atlanta, and guess whose name popped up?
Tina Bridge.
Nope,
TLA.
Calvin Johnson.
Okay.
That was my first.
Okay.
That was my first fashion show in Atlanta.
Queens with Curves?
Queens with Curves.
Okay.
That was my first.
So
fashion
you did
show.
that show before you joined TLA?
Actually, once I got here, my girlfriend of mine, she said, "Girl, I know how much you like modeling." She seen TLA on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and she sent me the information.
Okay.
And I reached out to Tina, and I did everything, took care of everything that day.
Awesome. Okay, because I know I met you. We were at a model call.
Yes.
You had
Calvin.
No, it wasn't Calvin.
Oh, it was.
It was I can't remember. It wasn't Calvin,
Okay.
but it was at a model call, and you came in, and I think you saw me, and I was talking about myself. I said I belong to TLA.
Doctor.
Yeah.
That was the black.
Dr. Angela Harris and
yes.
stuff. And
yes.
you came up to me and you was like, "Well, I'm TLA too," and that's how I met you. I was like, "Oh, okay,"
Yeah.
and that is how I met you. And but you know, just just knowing you, you started modeling at age
57,
and that's what I'm talking about. She started modeling at age 57. Okay,
yes.
That's what's up. So that's another example of age is just a number. It's your attitude.
Yeah.
You know.
You know what I say, because during my drug addiction, I lost a lot of things. A lot of my dreams went sour.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my dreams were lost.
Mm-hmm.
And now that God has given me the clarity, my lost dreams are coming to fruition now. I was just part of a bikini contest with girls young that was 30 years younger than
Man,
me.
the bikini. Let's talk about the bikini contest experience because I was not able to support you. I was not able to be there to support you. I had my own show that day, but I saw the pictures.
Yes.
Okay, I saw the pictures. I saw you. I saw video of you absolutely killed it.
It was,
and from this point on, you are Tonya, the 60-year-old bikini model. That is who you are to me, and that is how I will always introduce you. And how was that experience? Because you were competing with, because I ain't gonna even say you were competing with 22-year-olds, 18-year-olds.
The youngest one was 19.
19-year-olds. Killing it.
Yes.
How was it? How was that experience?
The experience at first was when she first said that I made it, I was kind of nervous. I was like, okay, am I going to, because I got scars that young girls that age don't have, from having babies and having a hysterectomy. So I was kind of skeptical at first. And then I was like, okay, I went into that deep place that I go in my soul, and I say, ain't nothing if it's presented to you, you can do it.
Right.
So I went into that deep place, and I pulled out my soul, and I said, okay, well, I'm going hard. I'm going hard. So when we started having practice and taking pictures, I was like, okay, all right. And then they started cheering me on.
Right.
They was like, Miss Tonya, oh my God.
Right. Because
all the things all these bathing suits you wearing and your attitude.
Right.
They said you inspired us.
And that's the reason for my show.
Yes.
Women who inspire in many different ways.
Yes.
And you, girl, that bikini,
I was out there.
You were already inspiring, but you did that with the glass crystal bikini, girl.
And nobody got no good pictures of that.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna have to do a photo shoot.
Yeah, you are.
Because that was my glass bikini bathing
Yeah,
suit.
you did that.
You know, and that was, you know, being a part of that. That was like just an eye opener of things that are yet to come.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like you and your show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and things are steady coming to you, coming to you. You know, and you feel like you could do anything.
Speaking of my show,
Yes.
you have a show coming up.
I do.
You have a show. It's a dating show. Are we
It's
talking
the
about
diary of dating over 50. Because we're going to dig in the diary.
Okay.
You know, things that we have gone through dating
Mhm.
that we don't even want to tell anybody. You know, and pull it out. We want to talk about it. Because if we speak on it, you know, I've always told that a problem shared is a problem cut in half. And I don't have to carry the full burden of it.
Right, because you never know who's going through you never know.
Yes.
And you never know who you're helping. You never know who's going
Yes.
through what. So
my first show is with two comedians, Mr. Inappropriate and Osung, one at TLA,
Osunji.
Osungji.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to talk about their portion of it is going to talk about relationship trauma that you take into another relationship.
Yeah.
Because I can remember taking, you know, I have trust issues.
Yeah.
And if you don't call me back, you don't call me back in a couple hours, you with somebody.
Yeah. And most of us at our age who have gone through who dated single our age, most of us have some sort of trust issue.
Yes.
Because I mean, you know, we're in our 50s. So we done
I got older.
We done did this thing.
Yes.
So when does the show do you know when does the show premiere? Do you have a
My
date
first
yet?
show is December 1st.
Okay.
Yes.
This weekend. Okay.
Yes.
This
And
weekend.
then my first panel show is going to be with models. And we're going to be in lingerie, and we're going to talk about the S word. We're going to talk about when to have sex and if it's okay to have sex with more than one. Can you date more than one people without having sex? We're going to talk about all that, but we're going to be in our sexy pajamas.
Okay. All right. Well, check that out as well.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So I'm proud of you. I'm happy for all the things that you have going on. You are also an upcoming author.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. You are a participant in the affirmation book that we have coming out. I'm a part of it as well.
Yes.
The affirmation book that we have with Rat Girl Publishing, Sister JJ.
That's dropping December 14th.
It's dropping December the 15th.
15th.
14th and 15th.
Yeah.
The actual launch is December the 15th. What motivated you or inspired you to join in the affirmation book?
Well, when when Sister JJ first presented the love story book to me, I was in a relationship and I was getting ready to get married, so I couldn't participate in that book because I had too much going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her I wanted to do my very best with it.
Mm-hmm.
So she was like, "Okay, the affirmation book is coming. You write a portion of the affirmation." So that was much easier for me to participate in something that I believe in because
Mm-hmm.
I believe in self-talking myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I get up in the morning and something, I'm not allowed to be angry all day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm allowed to be angry only 30 minutes, and
Mm-hmm.
I got to work through it and get through my day because I have total control over that.
Absolutely.
That's what I got. I got control over how I feel.
Right.
You know,
Or
and
how you are going to take in that particular day, no matter what's going on. You're the person that has control over that. So when you speak about affirmation, when you're inspiring the next sister,
mm-hmm.
what is it that you want to get across to the next sister who may not be as confident
mm-hmm.
as you are, who may not have that support system to build because TLA is a support system in itself.
Absolutely.
So, but everybody don't have that.
Yes.
So, what would you like to get across in this affirmation book, and how do you hope it would influence the next woman who's struggling with that?
Because you know what? We as women, we are so emotional. You know, we make decisions emotionally, and we compare ourselves emotionally to other people. We compare ourselves to where we think we should be. you know, and most of the time we right where God wants us to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have to, I go into a prayer and I ask God, you know what, get me to through these next couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't allow me to go horn in on what's bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because when Mother's Day come around and Father's Day come around, I go into that fetal position of thinking of my parents. Because one thing, I was not there for them like I was prior to, because my addiction had taken over.
Right.
So so you have to you go in and you self talk yourself and you say, you know what, I love you. You have to be okay. You got people depending on you. You got people watching you. You know, you got to dig in that deep in that soul and say, you know what, devil,
Not today.
not today. You ain't taking over me.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not gonna allow. And it's simple words like that, telling yourself that you're amazing, that you love yourself. You know, because sometimes you may call. I may call Tammy, and Tammy's not available.
Right.
I may call somebody at TLA.
They might not be available.
You got to get it from somewhere, though.
And that's where it got to come
From
within
yourself. Exactly.
And it's okay to go into that fetal position, but it ain't okay to
Just stay there. You can't stay there.
Can't stay
For real. That you know.
No.
And it's okay, like you said, to go into that fetal position. It's okay to tell somebody, I'm not okay today.
Yes, yes.
You don't have to to put that face on all the time.
Yes.
It's okay to not be able to do that. But like you said, you can't stay there. You cannot
Because
stay
sometimes I
there.
beat myself up because I left a career where I was making really good money.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm in a career, the first year you don't make no money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I became a flight attendant at 59. And I always wanted to be a flight attendant. I wanted to be a model and a flight attendant.
And look at you.
I wanted to wear that cute hat as a flight attendant and run up and down that aisle, and then I wanted to run up and down.
Are you allowed to do Are you allowed to do a photo shoot in your
my outfit, my uniform?
Will your company allow you to do that? Because you look so cute. You look.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
But you know, because I'm riding around and I'm supplementing my income with DoorDash, and sometimes you know that this you know that's something to get in my head while I'm delivering these $4 orders, and I'm saying, okay, you know what? Why am I doing this? You know, that's when they want to take over.
Yeah, and that's what you're living your dream. You're actually
Yes.
living your dream. You're doing what you've always wanted to do.
I'm actually living my dream. And it's amazing to be able to, like my son, he just, you know, my son did 11 years,
Mm-hmm.
you know, for the first part of his life.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been out. And he hasn't been in trouble. And he's doing his thing. He has a clothing line called Ain't No Love for the Other Side. We just got to get money to get it together.
Awesome.
But he just moved to Texas, got his first apartment.
Mm-hmm.
He got his 3-year-old son.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so the airline works for him because he's able to fly back and forth to get his son to fly back and forth home. You know,
right.
So it helps.
It helps. It helps.
It
Okay.
helps, yes.
Now you have another book you said that you're working on,
Yes.
and that's going to drop next year.
That's gonna drop next year.
And what is that one?
And that's part of the series of the love story
Mm-hmm.
that Sister JJ has. And okay, y'all shout it out, Sister JJ. She's so amazing. I love her.
Mm-hmm.
Me and her talk on a regular basis.
Shout out to Sister JJ
JJ.
and Red Girl Publishing.
Yes. So my book is Broken Crayons Still Colored, even if we have to color outside the line.
Okay.
And I've had to color outside the line.
So is this a collaboration or this is your solo
This
book?
is a collaboration. However, I'm trying to develop it as a solo because it's so much. You know, I went through so much as a child.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to tell part of it,
Right.
but when I was younger, I was 14 years old and I had a baby. And I delivered this baby on the floor at home. You know, so there's more to come with that. That's a whole thing.
You have so many layers to you, Tonya. Like, you know, it's so many different layers to you. And you still sit here with this smile on your face and the joy that you have.
Yeah.
And that's what's inspiring to me.
Because, you know, I should have been broken. I should have been broken, done.
Right, yeah. There's so many things that, like, I'm learning today. A couple of things that I several things I knew, but a couple of things I'm learning today. And to see you sit here with this smile on your face and the joy in your heart and
Yes.
the energy that you have is so inspiring.
Yeah.
You know, and it's easy for people to look at you and see this. You know, they see this
And judge that.
but
Yeah.
they don't know the path. They don't know the story, you know, to get you to where you are today.
Yeah.
Now you're you have your show and you have the affirmation and you have your book. Um, is there anything else, any other avenue that you want to take to get your story out? Because you have several different stories you can
Yes.
tell.
Yes.
So what are there any other avenues that you want to take to to get your story across? Or
Well, I'm hoping that you know, my show will be in so many different layers
Mhm.
because there are going to be panels where I have as women just didn't feel like they were enough,
Mhm.
or men. It's harder to get the men to speak out, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna figure out a way. But I want Netflix to pick it up, you know, because it's what's going on with us today. Who would have? I never thought that at 60 I wouldn't be married. You know,
Right,
because
right.
I had a mother that became a mother at 14.
And took care of her mother's kids her whole growing up, that when she left her mother's house, all she wanted to do was party. So I seen her with different men. And I put that in my head. I'm gonna be with one man at a time. And that's been my concept. One man at a time.
Okay.
As much as I like taking my clothes off in front of the camera,
Right.
I'm
Because you
one
are,
man at a time.
and that's another thing I want to talk to you about because you are very sexy.
Yes.
You are, and that's your brand.
Yes.
You are you brand yourself as a beautiful, sexy 60-year-old bikini model. That's right.
I love it when
You are 60, you my 16-year-old
You say that, yeah.
When you turn 61, you still gonna be my 60-year-old bikini model, right? But you know, that is your brand. You are a very sexy woman. And that judgment.
You better
comes from,
believe it.
You know.
The inboxes.
Now let me ask you this. Do you face more judgment from men or from women?
I get judgment. I get hit on by the men, you know,
Right.
of course. But I get judgment by the women. The inboxes that I have gotten.
So are there
You know.
do you receive more inboxes from women who are inspired or from women who feel that you should not be doing what you're doing or portraying what you're portraying?
I get both.
Or they take it because people people's perception is different.
Yes.
So when I see you doing your thing.
A craft. That's
Right.
my art.
Right, because we're models. But then you see people who are not in this industry and they see you and they may have judgment. And then even those out in the industry, they still may see you as inspiring. But which one do you get the most of?
I get now a lot. I get a lot of inboxes that say, "Oh my girl, you are doing it," and those are amazing to hear. But you can get that one bad, and it makes those just don't mean
especially,
as much.
and it's not that one, but it's who it comes from.
Yes,
because it's more than, and I'm not even in your inbox, but I can only imagine that you've gotten. And I've seen posts, like I've seen responses from certain people who I'm like, wow.
Yeah. And when I get those negative ones,
I'm like,
hide their comment because there might be someone that's looking at that and need that confidence.
Right.
You know, I embody my passion. I embody my sexiness. You know, and I
could put a post on Facebook and say, I bet you 5 people can't say they was with me intimately on Facebook.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't do it for that my sexuality is out of control, you know, because I'm very private with that. I'm very intimate with that with one person, you know, but I live my sexiness out loud, you know, because a whole lot of 60-year-old women, not that they don't they could have the body, but they don't have the confidence.
And that's again, that is the thing, the confidence that you have. You exude confidence, you know, and in your posts, in your photos, you know, that's what you do.
Yes.
And I remember when you were engaged.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is a question I have for you because that's something where we're very different. Like my dating life or that life is very, very. I mean, I don't put any.
Yes.
I don't put any of that online.
Mm-hmm.
I could be dating somebody for 8 months and nobody
even
would
know.
know. It's I mean the people that need to, my people, because it's not a secret. You see us out. I mean, yeah, this is my guy, but you were very vocal and very, and with your relationship at that time. And
well, I went a whole year and nobody knew.
well, yeah,
I kept it under wraps for a year until he asked me to marry him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
once he asked me to marry him.
Well, yeah, then you got the ring.
Yeah.
Now,
she said, "I got the ring."
You got the ring.
Yeah.
Now, do you regret being as open online with that relationship, or do you stand by it? Would you ask this question? Would you do it differently next time?
You know what? I wouldn't do it differently, but I would do it with someone else different. How about that? Okay. Because I live my life out loud. I live my entire life out loud. It's who I am, it's what I do. And I'm so proud of, if you've been through what I've been through and can be where I am right now, baby, you'll be shouting too.
There you go.
And you know what? And with that relationship, once I put it out there, because the first thing, he loved me being sexy like that. And you got to be a special man to be able to be with a model that like taking her clothes off. Okay.
You got to be a special man
to be with a model. Period. Yes.
But I'm comfortable with taking my clothes off, and not just getting naked, because I'm not gonna be naked, but I'll expose a little more than what others will, because I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud. And back in the day when we were coming up, you couldn't show. They didn't even show Hanes panties on TV.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna let these young girls have all the fun.
Exactly.
Because I enjoy the sexiness of today.
Right.
And if you don't like it, I'll tell people in a minute. If you don't like it, I can unfriend you and you can unfriend me.
Right. So
it's real simple.
Right, and it is. It's just that
they
some people get it. They make it so hard. They act like they stuck watching
you.
No, you can even block me.
Right.
Imagine blocking me and I didn't even know we was friends in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of times, Tammy, they want to block. They don't want you.
They want you to put some clothes on. It's because their fiance, husband, counterparts are looking at you too.
That sounds like an episode of your show.
But that's I've had men, and I tell them in a minute. When they come in my inbox, I say, what would your wife? What would your girl think? Because I prided myself on not messing around with nobody's man.
Right.
And I tell them in a minute. When they get, if they say something disrespectful, they can compliment me, they can heart me, because you are appreciating my craft. But when you say something out of the box, and you're married, you're in a relationship, I'm about to hand you the business.
Yeah, and it's a thing. A lot of people don't understand what we do as models. It is a craft. It is an art.
It's an art.
And now it can be, and what has taken away from that is you have your Instagram models.
Oh,
and so
that's who beat me.
Oh, okay.
In the beginning.
So you have your Instagram models. Now we're fashion models, and there's a difference.
Yes.
So, but people don't. A lot of people can't tell the difference. They don't know. So when you say that, yeah, I'm a model, the first thing they look at is like, it's that grand model.
Yes.
No, baby, I'm a fashion model.
Yes.
It's different. Now, what that does for us, like with you and me,
because you sexy too. If you like getting sexy, taking some clothes off too.
Yeah, I do a little something. I do a little something. But what that does is it diminishes the artistic part of it.
Yes.
And people see it solely as something negative.
Disgusting or negative.
Right.
Yeah.
And the fact that you, again, 60 years old, rocking it like that, that also, it takes away from the pride or the, the inspiration behind what you do.
Yes.
There's a story behind you.
Yes.
It's not just that sexy picture. It's not just that glass bikini. You know what I'm saying? It's an entire
It's a
story
whole
behind this, and it's a reason why you are so bold with your, bold with it. And I certainly appreciate it. I appreciate it, and you inspire me, and you do inspire others. Now, how do you deal with those who are inspired by you but won't say it, but they'll copy you and make it look like, it's just been me all the time. They don't give you the props.
I've had that happen.
Me too.
Yeah. And actually somebody that was very close. And they spoke to designers about me, said negative things about me, that I copied off of them, you know. And you know what? Um, we all see, as a model, see another model do something and want to do it. And majority of times somebody else done did it. You done got it off of somebody else. But you throw your own flavor in with it. So I definitely was hurt. Um I was hurt more so by one person in this industry that I thought was that was down for me.
A lot of times it's not what is done, it's who does
It's
it.
who does it. Absolutely.
You know.
And my biggest thing is you asked me before what is one of the things that I want to do. Well, Martha Stewart and Gayle King both made it on Sports Illustrated. I want to be on Sports Illustrated.
So
I want them to take a common person like me
and put you on sport.
and put me on Sports.
Right, but just a FYI, ain't nothing common about it. But I certainly understand what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah,
because it never happened before. There had never been an 80-year-old on Sports Illustrated before.
No, hey, so I mean, hey,
yeah,
it's not like it can't be done.
Yes. It was done.
We speaking that we're gonna speak that into
because you know what?
Fruition.
Because if they did do that, took a common person like me, do you know how many magazines they sell? That would and Sports Illustrated would be the first one.
But people don't realize people want the common person wants to see us. They want to see themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They want to see themselves portrayed, and they want to see themselves portrayed in a positive or a light that they never imagined that they could be. And that's where the inspiration comes.
Yes.
From. Again, I'm sure you do the same. You get people that say, I may not be a model, but you've inspired me to do whatever it is that I thought that I would never be able to do.
At my age, I was able to step out on something that I always wanted to do.
Yeah, so people see that with us, and they do that, being that, and we just us, we just living our best life with you. Living your best life. What does that entail? When you say I'm living my best life, exactly what does that entail for you living your best life?
My best life is to be, it's like when I go and I surprise a family member. Like I have a sister in Denver, and I told her one of my friends was coming to the hotel. She's the manager of a hotel. Said she's coming to the hotel. Can you take care of her? And then my sister's in there taking care of one of her guests, and I walk in. Or my son, when I go down there and see him, and he opened the door, he's like, "Mom, what you doing here?" Going around, traveling around. I want to travel around, and I love print modeling. Mm-hmm. I love print modeling. I want to get glow paint all over me and do and be outside with some graffiti and do some poses and just doing what I want to do boldly. That's living my best life. Everything I do, I take it to another notch. Some people be real monotone and quiet with it. I take it to a whole.
Yeah, you take it up 4 different. You 4 different levels above.
When I walk in the room, when I walk down that airplane, let me tell you something. When I walk down the airplane, this older guy, he was about 90 years old, flying by himself, and he was like, and he didn't realize you had to pay for anything. Right here, you got to pay for everything. So he asked me for a water. Okay, so I take the water. He said, I can't open it. Can you open it? So I open it. I'm making sure he's comfortable. I'm back and forth checking on him. So then he wanted some money. And so I take him and he's the money. Because he want to see me bend over.
Oh wow.
Bend down and get the M&Ms. Okay, bend down and get the M&Ms and take care of. But I made his day, and it was a lady that was sitting across from him, and she said, "Your smile just radiated that man's heart. You took such good care of him." And then she sent the letter to the CEO, the top man of the company. So I go in and give them my very best.
And one thing I noticed when I asked you the things that the definition of you living your best life, you mentioned family, you mentioned you friends, you mentioned taking care of people on the plane. You didn't say much about modeling, but I mean I know you love modeling,
Yes.
but living your best life.
It's contributed to somebody else's happiness.
Exactly. That's living your best life. You
Yes.
mentioned living your best life was always involving other people.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that says what that says to me about you is yes, you're a beautiful model. You're a beautiful, sexy 60-year-old bikini model. But your heart is for people.
Yes. Yes.
Your heart is for people.
Yes.
And that is something that I appreciate.
Yes.
That is what I got out of your response today. And that is something that I appreciate. That's something I knew about you anyway. But I just want everybody else to
Yes,
know.
because when we're around each other, we radiate off of each other.
Yeah, we do.
And I thank God that you were there when I got there. You were over here mixing up your batter for your show, and I was over here doing the same thing. And when you came out with yours, I was like, I'm on the right track.
Ah,
I know I'm on the right track now. Tammy D Taylor just came out with hers. I am on the right track.
that is so
Yeah,
awesome.
you definitely inspired. Now, I ain't everybody's cup of tea. Everybody can't drink my tea.
But you know what, Tanya? I'm gonna tell you this. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. You're not everybody's cup of tea.
No.
But you know what? You have an energy that cannot be denied.
Absolutely.
You
I ain't everybody's cup of tea, but everybody want my tea around them.
Right.
Because I like the room up.
Yeah, so you are you you are Lord. You are you like you said, you light the room up. You the energy you bring cannot be denied.
Yes.
You have I mean, you just have this energy about you. And again, you're not everybody's cup of tea, like you said, but you here.
Yeah.
And you ain't going nowhere.
No.
So,
You either take me or leave me, or you leave. Because I'm not going anywhere.
Right, you ain't going
I'm
nowhere.
not going.
All right. So what's next for you? Now we done talked about the book.
Yes.
We done talked about the affirmation book. We talked about the book that you're dropping with Rag Girl Publishing. What's up for you with 2025? What's going on?
Well, in 2025, my biggest is the diary of dating over 50.
Okay.
It's so many layers to that.
Okay.
I'm doing so many different segments. Like I'm doing one with steppers, ballroom,
and hand dancers.
Okay.
How does that up close and personal, intimate dance? How are you faithful? Are you able to be committed?
Okay.
Because that's a touching dance.
Okay.
I want to take that as far as I can take it. I want to travel with it.
Okay. So you're gonna be more into your upcoming show next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that show just blow up and Netflix say, okay, Miss Tanya, we about to take you on.
Okay, we speak in Netflix. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So there's a little segment I do at the end of each one of my shows, and it is called the Minute of Motivation. You got 60 seconds to put something out there to motivate the next sister to move on to the next step or whatever it is that she wants to do. 60 seconds, and now go.
Okay. So when you find yourself jealous of someone,
go pull yourself back. Say, no, you're not allowed to be jealous. Look at her and say, that sister is putting out that energy. Let me go over and vibe with her. Let me see how I can do the energy. Let me go talk to her and say, you know what, you are beautiful. So even when you don't want to do it, you're a beautiful sister. Congratulate someone. Because we all go through that phase of that inner jealousy. We all got a part of it. Because sometimes I look at a picture, I'm like, dang, I should have did that. You know what I'm saying? But I catch myself. It's okay to think jealousy, but it ain't okay to be jealous. So you go into your soul and you say, uh, you know, love on somebody. You know, tell somebody, you know what, say something beautiful. Especially to somebody that you think don't like you and you don't like them because you think they don't like you. Push yourself to say, hey, you know what? Why we don't talk? Because I got a sister in TLA right now that I need to do that with.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So you speaking to the sisters and you speaking to yourself.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay. Well, all right. Well, let us know. Let everybody know where we can find you, where we can book you.
My name, you can find me on YouTube under my, the diary, date, the diary dating over 50. You can find me on Facebook, the diary dating over 50. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok, under sassy since birth underscore the model underscore.
Sassy since birth.
Yes.
I want to thank you so very much for coming and talking to me today. I have something for you.
And Tammy, you make this so easy to sit over in this chair. Talk to you.
And I got something for you.
Hey, look, you know I like coffee, baby.
Y'all said I love coffee, so this is right on point for me. And I needed a bigger cup because I like a big cup of coffee.
Okay, so I was right on time.
Right on time. I'm a coffee connoisseur.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you like it. All right. So, thank you again so much for sitting, chatting, chopping it up with me today. I appreciate you. I love you.
I love you too.
All right. And that's it, people. This is the Tammy D Taylor Show. I just chatted it up with my girl, Tonya R. Lewis. We out. See you next time. Bye-bye.